In this video, I'm going to talk about daily pattern that actually nobody knows about, and once you understand it, you're just going to see markets completely differently. So let's just get into it. But just before I actually start with the video, I just want to show you the proof that I actually do make money from the markets, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do to be able to make these profits. I can also refresh this. You can see my broker is connected to here. Everything is 100% legit. Also, another thing, I have a YouTube channel where I'm just uploading live trade recaps and a lot more educational stuff on basically how I trade, when I trade, and how I actually execute trades in the market. So if you want to check it out, do it after the video. But right now, let's just get into it. Alright, so the goals of this video are gonna be very simple. It's gonna be for you to understand how daily pattern is traded. So very simple. That's gonna be out of the way by the end of the video. Then have a clear set of rules to actually trade and execute this pattern in the live market. That's also gonna be done by the end of the video, and then be able to pass funded accounts and make money in the actual market. So we are going to get all of that out of the picture today in this video, so just make sure to actually stick till the end to learn and to master everything. So let's go over to step number 1. So first thing is going to be very simple. You're going to open daily time frame. So all you have to do is go to the daily time frame and mark out candle high and candle low. So all you do is on the daily time frame, you just mark out high and the low of the candle, and like that's literally it. All you have to do on the daily time frame. Now all you do is go to 1 hour time frame, and that's just gonna look something like this. So this is gonna be daily range, but on the 1 hour time frame. And what we are gonna do on the 1 hour time frame is very simple. All we need to do is wait for one side to get swept. So it's gonna be so simple. So once we actually decided where the high and low is, like we don't have much deciding to do, we just mark them out. We actually on the hourly time frame wait for the sweep of one side, and they're just gonna look something like this. Like it doesn't have to be instantaneous. We can go down, we can go up, it doesn't really matter as long as we sweep one side. Then the next step, which is basically the last step and the easiest step of all of them, is to spot a last fair value gap in the market. And what a fair value gap is, I'm even going to show it later on the chart, but it is just a imbalance in the market, which is basically just a hole like this one, and I mark it out like this with a cube. I'm also going to show it later, so you don't have to worry about anything if you don't understand what it is. All we do right now is we wait for market to actually inverse this fair value gap. So for market to come down here and to actually close below this fair value gap, and it looks something like this. And you can see this candle has successfully closed with a body below it, not with a wick. And what do? We just enter the market. We target either 1-to-1 risk reward, or we target some logical liquidity to the downside. You can also target the opposite side of the daily range. So you target either 1-to-1, which is if you risk 1, you target 1, and then you can target some logical liquidity on the way, or you can target a whole move of basically daily range. And it's just going to huge amount of times actually play out to your tip, because this actually works like crazy in the market, which I'm about to show you right now. I would say about 80% win rate it is in the actual live markets. But before we actually get into the chart example, if you like the video till now, just throw a like so I know it. So let's just get into it. Alright, so we are on the actual chart right now. So the first thing that I told you guys that you need to do is go on to the daily time frame. So it's pretty simple. You go right here and you go to 1 day and you just enter that time frame. So that's all you need to do. And then all you have to do next for the first step is, as we said, mark out highs and lows. So let's see what is the high and low of the previous day, basically yesterday. In this example, it's this one right here. So we mark out high and then we mark out low. And after we did it, we just go to the lower time frame. So you can see this is our daily range of yesterday, and today is basically a new day right here on the chart. So this is replay mode, and right now all we are doing in the market is actually waiting for one side to get swept. So we are just going to fast forward the market, or if it was the live time, you would just wait it out till we actually get the sweep like this. So once we actually get the sweep like this, what do we do next? We mark out the fair value gap. So right now we did step number 1, we marked out liquidity. Step number 2, we swept liquidity. And now the step number 3 is for us to actually enter in the market. So after the sweep, we said we need to look for the last fair value gap, and the last fair value gap right here is this one right here. So fair value gap is just a hole in between 3 candles. It's very simple. All you have to do is mark from the first wicks, from the first candle's wick to the third candle's wick, and that's it. That's pretty simple. So once we did that, we are waiting for the close above this fair value gap. So let's see what happens in the market right now. So looks like we actually did one more fair value gap. So you always go to the last fair value gap actually. So we are going to move this out of the way because it's not as important as the last one, because I told you guys it needs to be the last fair value gap in the market. All right, let's see. So right now we just tapped into it, but you can see the body just closed below it. So we actually want to see it close above so we can enter the markets. All right, so let's see, and there it is, a perfect closure above. We enter the market right there, put our stop loss below, and just target either 1-to-1. So this would be your target right here, like this, 1-to-1, or you can target a logical liquidity level to the upside like this, or you can just target range high of the daily range, and that's basically it. So it's all going to be up to you whether you can hold trades for longer or whether you want to have as high win rate as possible. If you want to have as high as possible win rate, or you just want to target 1-to-1, because it's going to literally cross over 90% win rate. So let's see what is going to happen in the market right now. So if I fast forward the market, you can see we just shot to the sky and we hit the full TP up here. Okay, so if you targeted 1-to-1, you would win. If you targeted 1 to 5.6, which was this high, you would win. And if you targeted the full range, which was 7 risk to reward, you would also win. So if you guys don't know what 7 risk to reward is, if you would to risk $1,000, which is just normal for some kind of $100,000 funded account, which by the way, if you guys want, you have some links down there in the description for the best discounts and prop firms, that would just be $7,000 in one single trade. So it's pretty simple to make. And right now let's just go to the second candle, so second day. So you can see this is the second day. So I'm going to delete the first day. I'm just going to do this so it doesn't bother us. So we just mark out second range is this one right here, and then we go back to 1 hour time frame. So you can see this is glitched up, so we are going to create high. All right, so wait, just give me a second. So this was right here, the daily range. So from this candle down here to this candle up here is our daily range that we want to see. So right now we have them marked out. Right now we want to see the sweep of one side. So let's see what happens. Market goes to the upside and it actually goes to the downside right after it. So let's go back to when we swept. So right now we swept to the upside. So what do we have to do? We have to find the latest fair value gap. So we have one fair value gap right here, but what's wrong with this fair value gap is that we actually inversed it before we swept out this high. And you can see how that setup, if we were to enter this setup, it would just basically fail instantly, because we don't have that strong confluence of liquidity, of basically sweeping liquidity, which is just this daily range. So right now the next fair value gap that we have on the chart is this one right here. So if you mark out this fair value gap, basically we just need to wait for it to get inversed. So let's see what happens. So market actually spiked to the downside, almost inversed it, and just basically closed just a tick above it. So this is still not a valid trade to enter. So right now the second thing I want to see, if we actually do tap into this one too while we are still not inversing this one, I want to see both fair value gaps. So the logic behind it, if we actually right now did tap into this fair value gap, like with this wick, which we actually didn't, I would want to see both of them get inversed. But since we didn't, for right now it's still okay to close somewhere in between these two fair value gaps without tapping into this one. So let's see, is the market actually going to tap into this one? So market did tap into this one, so this is the fair value gap we want to see getting inverse. So let's see if that's going to happen. So market actually pulled to the upside. Let's see what the market is going to do. So market spiked to the upside, did one more sweep, so we are still completely valid on this trade. So let's see what happens. Okay, so right here we had our entry. So you can see if we enter short position right here, stop loss, we can do it like this or like this, it doesn't really matter, it's all up to you guys. like however you want to trade. Do you want to place tight stop losses or not too tight? So how I do it is I either place it above the fair value gap or on the body or the candle of the wick that actually inverts. So let's see if we target the downside of this range. Not the biggest risk to reward, but let's see is it gonna play out or not. Okay, so looks like it's gonna hit the TP, and there it is. So full TP, perfectly hit after the last inversion. So let's right now go to the next day of this range. Okay, so this is the candle that we just previously traded. So now we have this candle right here. I'm just gonna move this like this by the side. I'm just gonna leave it. So we are gonna mark out low, and then we are gonna mark out high. And right now what do? We go to the lower time frame, and here it is. So basically we have low right here on the chart, and then we have high right here. So we actually swept a low of the new day while we were in the trade, which is completely valid. So let's see, are we gonna get some kind of long setup if we do get an inversion to the upside? Okay, so we can move this trade by the side. So we actually swept. So this is, guys, the day low of the day before. So from this day right here, this is the low, and then we are just gonna target something to the upside because we swept the actual low. So let's see right now, are we gonna get the entry to the upside? So this is the last fair value gap that we actually had. Let's see if we are going to get straight to the upside. Okay, almost. We are looking like we are going to get the entry, and there it is. Beautiful entry like this. Target the upside, so we can target, you guys already know it, some liquidity, 1-to-1 or the full range, and let's see what happens. So market played out actually beautifully. So you can just see how well this strategy is working. And just before you guys leave, I'm gonna actually give you something for completely free, as you guys know it. So just before I do that, if you guys actually like the video, and if you have some questions, anything, like, you can ask down there. You can also subscribe, like, and if you want to check out some prop firms down there that I actually use and that I made discounts for you guys. So if you want the actual playbook, so I have the whole playbook of this strategy that I just showed you, you can actually go down there to the description and just claim it for completely free. So it's just gonna be 10-page playbook of all the steps that you actually need to follow to actually consistently make profits in the market. So that's basically it. I hope you guys like this video, and I'm just gonna see you in the next one. Peace.